Welcome back to Modeling Manhood. I want to tell you guys about an old friend of mine named Ted. Basic name, but man, this guy was top notch in my book, and I often will call him in times of turmoil or difficulty in my life, just seeking him out for some advice. And I can remember this one time when he gave me these critical words, super simple. He says, a man's highest level of character is equal to his lowest level of compromise. And if you guys think about that, you could be up here in all areas of your life, but in this one area of your life, you're like, you know what? It doesn't matter in this area. Your whole level of character comes down to that point. He was a fill-in substitute where I was working, and over the course of conversations over lunch, I found out that he was a Christian, and he started leaving Bible verses on my desk in different places where I would find them. It was just such an encouragement from him, and I love visiting with him and just catching up with him every now and again. But think about it. Your highest level of character is equal to your lowest level of compromise. And we read in Hebrews about all these giants of the faith. And one of those giants of the faith is Abraham. And Abraham was a man, and because of that, he also did things that were not at the highest level sometimes. And there's a couple examples in Genesis, and I don't want to put him down because I very easily could be that same person. There's been areas of my life where I have settled for subpar rather than what is expected for me. And I just want to make you guys aware of the areas in your life where you've maybe compromised and sold your character a lot lower than maybe what you think it is or what other people think it is. In the book of Genesis, we find Abraham in chapter 12 going to Egypt because of the famine. And this seems to be a theme throughout the book of Genesis, where we end the chapter with Jacob and his family there in Egypt because of course of different things. But here's Abraham, chapter 12, verse 10. There was a famine in the land, so Abram went down to Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was severe in the land. And when he was about to enter Egypt, he said to Sarah his wife, I know that you are a woman beautiful in appearance. And if you read earlier, it says that Abraham was 75 years old. So I would imagine she was somewhere up in age too. You are beautiful in appearance, and when the Egyptians see you, they will say, this is his wife. Then they will kill me. And he was throwing his wife under the bus to save his own neck. And sometimes we do that in our selfishness or without thinking about it. We will put ourselves before our family, before our children, before our wife, before our friends. And that is a low level of compromise that undermines our character to a lower standard. And if we read on here, say that you are my sister, that it will go well with me because of you, and that my life may be spared for your sake. When Abram entered Egypt, the Egyptians saw that the woman was very beautiful. When the princes of Pharaoh saw her, they praised her to Pharaoh, and the woman was taken to Pharaoh's house. And for her sake it dwelt well with Abram. For he had sheep, oxen, male donkeys, male servants. It goes on and on, talking about all that he had. And so now his wife Sarah had been taken in to basically be another wife of Pharaoh in the land of Egypt. But the Lord afflicted Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. So Pharaoh called Abram and said, what is this that you have done to me? Why did you not tell me that she was your wife? Why did you say she is my sister, so that I took her to be my own wife? Now then, here is your wife, take her and go. Get out of here. Leave Egypt, take everything you have and leave. And it's kind of interesting because he did that at another time too. And you think about this man named Abraham. Here his name's Abram. He had left everything he had to follow after God. And here he is being like, you know what? In this one area of my life, I'm going to save my own neck by telling my wife to take on a different role or different name. And he compromised here. And we compromise throughout our lives too. And we need to take those things that we've compromised to the Lord and make them right with Him and tell Him, you know what, that is my sin nature, and I just need to get things right with you, Lord. And we see later on that Sarah then compromises because she can't have a child and says, take my servant Hagar and lay with her. And the whole nation of, I'm drawing a blank here, Ishmael, her son was born. And because of that, we have all the Muslim nations and the conflict that has grown from that time period too. But there's these compromises that happen that if we just waited on the Lord or followed the Lord, He has our feet and our plans directed. But sometimes we try to take things into our own account and pull back the reins or just be like, whatever happens, happens. And we just need to be careful, especially when it comes to compromise. So I would encourage you guys to not compromise on God's word. Those are just two examples that I thought of. There's lots of other examples in here. There's examples in my life too. But I am thankful for people that have called me out and said, you know what, this is the way, walk in it, act differently. We expect better than that from you. And I expect better from you guys too. And I want you guys to expect a higher standard of me too. And I expect more from my kids than my neighbors expect of their kids, because I know them better, and I want to be able to call them up to that position and have them think about where are they going to stand someday when they give an account in front of Jesus Christ, because He knows our true character. He knows what's in here. He knows our shortcomings and our pitfalls or struggles or whatever you want to call them, and He just wants to help you through them. Hopefully that made sense to you guys. I know that was a lot to take in, but just take some time, evaluate your heart, and take your shortcomings and your compromises to the Lord. Thank you guys for joining us here at Modeling Manhood. Remember to mirror maker and journey with Jesus.